have you ever done something absolutely right? Like every time you cared, you genuinely answered every question, you tried every possible alternative that could have, been given to the customer, and yet you saw the customer walked away. If this is what you've ever felt, please stay tuned because what you're going to hear next is going to be very interesting. Hi people, welcome back to your channel Dreamport Journey with Arpita. This is your host and today we are going to talk about Customer Diaries episode 4. The customer I could never save even after doing everything right. Seago. Let's begin. Now on Monday we spoke about the entrepreneurship principle that even when we do everything all right, we still have moments where customers still choose to walk away. So now Seago is actually one of my oldest customers, not even the oldest, but one of my closest customers as well. Because, she is someone who trusted me with more than 20 bookings over the years. And yet, this one customer I simply couldn't save. Not because I made a mistake, not because she was unhappy, not because I stopped caring. Sometimes business simply reminds you that doing everything right still doesn't guarantee the result. And that lesson changed me forever. Now, the thing is, you would be feeling that, Arpita, why did you get stuck just now while talking? Because remember, I already told you that these are, my personal pieces and these stories are as relevant as it happened at that moment in time. So I do get overwhelmed because, seeing Seago walked away from me was one of the hardest truths that I had to accept, that it's okay, I need to let her go. No matter whatever I can do, I can't retain her. Imagine a customer who has booked with me more than 20 plus times. And yet there came a day that I had to let her go. With dignity, because there wasn't much that I could do anyway. Anyway, let's begin. Wednesdays are the days where we do not just learn about the sales, we also learn about the techniques, we also learn about, closing, we also learn about one real customer, one real conversation, one real lesson, and how that slowly transforms us not just into a better travel consultant, but also into a better entrepreneur, because in the end, that's what, we are dealing with. So I had known Seago for years. I think Seago had come to me when I was in my 6th month, the month that Chargeback story happened. She came in that month itself. That was the first time she booked with me. So I had known her for almost, by now have known her for almost 2.5 years. So in fact, like I said, because she had done 20 plus booking, I had lost of how many bookings we have done together, maybe 20, 21, 23, I don't even know. Because whenever she travels, she calls me. I remember, her calendar is fixed, her dates are fixed. Every year it's the same story. Calendar is fixed, date is fixed, destination is fixed. So when I see that Seago is calling me in the month of April, I know where she's going to go. So Chicago to Gaborone, Chicago to Cameroon, Chicago to Liberia, Chicago to Spain, Chicago to Boston, Chicago to Hawaii, because she also have 2 little kittens, so she takes them along with her. So this is the booking I remember, because first, she travels with kittens. So, I know for the fact that because I have to do that pet boarding and everything. So that is the reason I remember her every itinerary. Like I said, I already knew her travel calendar. I know which months she will call. I know which family members are traveling along with her during those months. I know which airlines she will reject. I even knew which conversations we will have before we start talking about tickets. And that's the kind of relationship we built over time. It stopped feeling like customer and travel consultant, and we actually became friends. She used to talk to me about boyfriends, about living partners and everything, because that is what we were supposed to do. I mean, that's what we were doing. Like as friends, we used to talk, and every booking followed almost the same pattern. I would recommend travel insurance and she would immediately refuse, saying that, Arpita, you know that I never need it. I have been traveling and I'm not going to spend that extra money, because see, we all know that customers do not actually take the travel insurance willingly. It's only that we pitch, that's where they take. And every single time, 3 months later, something would happen. She would use the insurance and then she would call me laughing, well, you were right again. But the next booking, again, she would repeat the same exact argument, because that's human nature. We don't appreciate protection until we actually need it. And one thing, I always used to tell her that, I always used to remind her that, Seago, since your dates and everything is always confirmed, why don't you book early? Why don't you book early? Like I used to pester her, please book early so I can genuinely give you, a better fare. Because every time she used to come on as a last minute booking, like for an example, if she has to travel, like in April, she always travels to Hawaii with her kittens. So I know April 27th is her date, and that's a fixed date. So she will only call me by 22nd April that, Arpita, get me the ticket. And, it used to break my heart, because this is the customer I genuinely cared for. Because, like I said, she became more than, customer for me. She became my friend. So somewhere you want to do good for your friends. So I always just tell her, Sigo, why don't you call early? And I know that you're going to travel. Then why are we, spending that much money, and why are we giving that money to the airline? Rather, you can save and you can spend on your kittens or whatever XYZ. And then we always just have this argument. She's like, Arpita, no, it's okay. I'll take last minute. And then she used to always say that, okay, do something better. But when you're coming at the last minute, even though I want to do much better for you, I can't do, because last minute prices are always high. And I always had to turn down that, I'm sorry, Sigo, I can't, because this is the last minute price. And not that, she did not search market, she knew the market as well. So it's not that, she would just blindly trust whatever I'm saying. So she knew that market doesn't have the price anyway. And, like I said, this was the customer waiting until the last minute. But this February, something changed, because I always know that in December, she goes her home. She goes to Gaborone. So I know for the fact that, her daughter, she is traveling from Honolulu. She travels from Chicago. Her parents, they travel from San Antonio. So I knew for the fact that this is the itinerary every December I'm making for her. And for December, I always used to tell her that, Sigo, please book in advance. And this time, I don't know what happened. This February, she genuinely called me and she said, Arpita, finally I'm giving in. I'm taking your word. I'm taking your advice. I'm calling you in February. I still remember that call. On the 12th of February, she called me. She said, Arpita, get me the ticket for December for Gaborone. You know who all are traveling. You know from where we need the tickets and everything. Start getting them. And for a minute, I was so happy. Like, I cannot even express how happy and how satisfied I was, because this was the first opportunity where I could genuinely help her getting a better price. Because every December, I knew she was paying somewhere close to 2,500, 2,700. So, I was feeling that maybe now she will be just getting a price of, 1,500, 1,700, whatever. Like, even if I'm able to save $500 for her, that's a win for me. Like, I can always tell her that, see, you need to actually follow the advice as well, not just take it. And that's why, like I said, that the minute she told me that, okay, fine, go ahead and, get me the tickets. You already know the dates and everything. And I was like, this is it. This is the booking where she will finally experience why I always tell her to plan ahead. And, trust me, I couldn't even wait to begin the search. And then, she kept the phone. She said, okay, fine, I'll call you tomorrow, because that's usually what she does. She knows whatever options I will give, that will be the final option. Like, she is the customer. I will not even give her 2 flight options. It's only 1 flight. I know which flight, and I'll only give her that, and she will immediately book it. No talk, nothing. But the reality hit. Business doesn't always reward preparation immediately. When I started searching, my heart literally sank. Because global situations had changed. Oil prices were higher. Airfares had exploded. Everything was expensive. Now, all of us know that, what happened, the war breakdown, the geopolitical situation, flights being, terminated, the Middle East route getting affected and everything. Everything that I was searching was expensive. I searched again, different airlines, different routes, different combinations. I kept searching, nothing. Finally, I went to the expert. I was like, can you get me a better fare here? Because I really needed, sometimes what happens is you also want to prove that the advice that you are giving is genuinely correct. I finally got the quotation. Like, I finally prepared the quotation. It was about, $14,600 for 8 people. And I already knew it. She wouldn't like it, because more or less, this is the same thing that she pays even for the last minute as well. So, my heart was sinking to even inform her. But then eventually, I had to build that conversation. I called her up. I told her, Sigo, I found it. And she said, fine, let me know the price and I'll send me the form. I'll make the payment. She did not even ask me the price until then, because she was 100% sure that she is booking in February. So she will be getting a cheaper ticket. And the minute, I told her, before sending the form, let me just tell you the price. She heard the price and she said, Arpita, you are telling me to book early, and this is what I get. I might as well continue booking at the last minute. And I understood her frustration. She said, this is exactly the reason why I never trust, why I never want to book, months in advance, because you never know just what happens. And I'm sorry, but your recommendation had failed. You wanted me to, I was literally breaking my head with my family members. No, this time we have to listen to Arpita. We have to book early. But honestly, I don't think so that, this is the right thing to do. So might as well, I'll wait for the last minute. And, of course, yes, I understood her frustration. In fact, I was frustrated too, because I genuinely wanted to help. And I wanted, like I said, so badly to prove that booking early works. But sometimes, market conditions don't care about your intentions. I explained everything honestly to her. I showed her every option, every airline, every routing, every possibility. Then she said, I'll think about it. Because she was my returning customer, I wasn't worried. Now, if you'll remember, In the last video also, I spoke about assumptions. So I wasn't worried because I assumed that she's my return customer. She's anyway not going to go anywhere. See, I was not worried, not because I was overconfident, but because over the years, trust had become stronger than price, or so I thought. So I assumed that that's okay, maybe she will wait until the last minute and then she'll book it with me. So it's okay. And, that's how I assumed, and I left. Like, I did not, try to persuade more because I somewhere valued our relationship as well. I was like, maybe it's time we can have this conversation the next day. Assumption. It built over, and then I left it. And then I logged off of my shift and everything, and that's it. The next day, when I logged in, I saw an email. And that email, when I logged into the work, it was an email from Seego. And I still remember reading every line, every word of it. And it began with, Arpita, I'm sorry. My husband found another travel agent. They are offering almost $2,000 less. And we've already booked. I'm sorry to let you know about this, but yes, we did not wait and we've already booked because he found a $2,000 cheaper fare. And I hope you don't take this personally. And don't worry, I'll always come back to you. And, not that you have lost me, but this time life had, other plans. And I just sat there staring at my screen, not angry, not disappointed in her, just empty. Because for the first time, I had done absolutely everything right and I still lost. And, when all of this happened, of course, I did speak to my advisor, Ocean. And we both were feeling bad because we really wanted, to help because sometimes you generally, when you give the advice, it's for their good. But when you don't see, like I said, because the whole argument that I was having is, how come market is having $2,000 cheaper? Why I did not get that? Because maybe, imagine you start blaming that maybe if we could have got, maybe I was not realizing that it's okay. And, that's where Ocean did tell me that, Arpita, it's fine. You cannot win everything. It's okay. You need to understand, maybe this time market had something better and we did not have. That's okay. Just move on. And at the same time, I also had word with my senior advisor, Kingston, as well. And, he also told me the same thing, that if this customer had trusted you for more than 20 times, trust me, she will again come back. All you need to have patience. But, at this, in these moments, you forget to even have patience because you know what it feels like, what that emptiness feels like, because then you start questioning, what if this customer never returns? What if this time she searched online? What if this time she found another travel agent, and next time also she can find somebody else? And what if she doesn't return? What if that kept piling. And that heart-to-heart conversation with Kingston and Ocean actually changed my perspective, because that's what they made me understand that if every booking you think you think like this, do you really think that you will be able to grow? No, you will not be able to grow. You will still be stuck, because today this is Seego, tomorrow it will be somebody else, then somebody else. You have to learn to let somebody go with dignity. And that was the hard truth. That day taught me something no training ever could. Customers don't leave because they stop trusting you. Sometimes they leave because numbers matter. Imagine, if I would be, and that is the time, Kingston told me that, what if you were in her position? Would you have not chosen a cheaper fare? And I said, yes, I would have done that. So they leave because numbers matters, because sometimes budget matters. Sometimes life simply doesn't choose you, and that hurts, especially when you gave everything that you had. And that is the time, what changed inside me. Earlier, I used to believe every sale could be saved. If I communicated better, if I built more rapport, if I cared more, I would never lose. But, Seego taught me otherwise. Some customers are meant to leave, not because you failed, but because businesses has variables you cannot control. Your responsibility is effort, not outcome. And this was the statement Kingston gave me, that you were responsible for the effort. And if you did everything possible with you, that's okay. Don't worry about the outcome. And that realization removed an enormous burden from my shoulders, because now I stopped measuring my worth by whether someone bought from me. Instead, I started measuring myself by one question: did I serve them honestly? If the answer was yes, I could sleep peacefully, even if they bought elsewhere. Now, looking back, ironically, you all won't believe, I had no way that, Seego would return to me. Like I said, I had thought already. Seego did come back. When I'm making this video, just 3 days ago, she called me and she said, Arpita, I need another ticket, but this time our itinerary is something different. And just like she promised, not immediately, but she came back, because trust doesn't disappear overnight. Sometimes it simply takes a detour. And today she is still one of my most valued customers. This time it was just a domestic ticket, but the reason she came back because of the trust. Maybe it was just a domestic ticket. It was just a impromptu plan that they had made. I was happy, even though I just made about $60 on that particular ticket. I was happy, not because I made $60, but because Seego came back. She returned, and that itself was more than a win for me. So I want you all to reflect this. Entrepreneurship isn't about winning every customer. It's about becoming the kind of a professional people remember, even when they buy elsewhere. Because sometimes the biggest victories aren't immediate sales. They are relationships that survive disappointment. And Seego taught me that doing everything right is enough, even when the result says otherwise. So now, if you have ever lost a customer despite giving your absolute best, I hope this story reminds you that don't let one loss make you question your integrity. Keep showing up, keep serving honestly, keep becoming better, because eventually the right customers always find their way back. So if this story resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. And also, please understand, if you have ever done everything right and still lost, I would genuinely love to read your experiences. And until next Wednesday, and yes, we'll meet again on Friday, because this is something that we experience very, very often in bonus scheme. So how do we go ahead with this? So thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we'll meet again in the next one. Thank you.